What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So, this is a question that I have for my older generation of Chicagoans, right? People that have paid attention to the Chicago basketball scene. Was Ronnie Fields a better basketball player than Derrick Rose? I only watch Derrick Pooh Rose. That's the only person I watch. As y'all can see, I'm too young to have watched Ronnie Fields. I'm only 31 years old, right? To some, they may be old, but to many of you all, it's not. It's rather young. So I didn't see Ronnie live. I've heard of Ronnie's legend. Ronnie is like the Loch Ness Monster. Not saying it's not true, but I'm saying his legend grows year by year, and the way people talk about him, he's like something that you've never seen before. People describe him as like Vince Carter in high school, what Vince was doing in the NBA in high school. Many say, because those who don't know, Ronnie Fields played alongside Kevin Garnett. Ronnie was a junior, Kevin Garnett was a senior at Farragut. And many say that Ronnie was better than KG in high school. He was the better basketball player, right? I know that the fanfare around Ronnie and that Farragut team, Ronnie, KG, and that Farragut team was crazy. A lot of people say that people were covering them just as much as they were covering the Chicago Bulls during that time period. That's how dynamic they were, how box office they were. And Ronnie, again, I can't deny he's box office. He was box office. I wasn't living, but from what I always hear, people was lining up to watch him. I've watched highlights of Ronnie, but I'm sure highlights don't do justice to certain players. Sometimes you got to see certain things live to really get the feel for what a player is, without question, right? But I'm going to say this, man. Every time I hear people describe Ronnie, they marvel at Ronnie's athleticism. That is what people talk about the most. A 46-inch vertical leap or whatever it was. They talk about how explosive he was, how he jumped over dude's head, how he was like Michael Jordan dunking and Vince Carter dunking in high school, how he had crazy hang time. But I never really hear the overall, how much of an overall player he was. I never hear people marvel about really anything other than his athleticism and his jumping ability. Now I know that Ronnie was like 3-time All-State player. He was Mr. Basketball. He was at one point ranked ahead of Kobe, and I know he was averaging like 30 a game, right? But as an overall basketball player, I want y'all to tell me, what did he do better than Derrick Pooh Rose? What did he do better? You know what I mean? I lived during Derrick's. I was alive in watching basketball during Derrick's time. I remember Derrick getting talked about his freshman year. Sophomore year, we heard like, hey yo, Chicago, you got one. Junior year, it was a wrap. Everybody know Derrick was the best player in Chicago and the state of Illinois without question. Derrick was so dynamic. His first step was so explosive, he could get around anybody. I remember the boy could dunk with his elbows. He was windmilling, dunking on everybody at will. He had a nice mid-range jumper. He had a handle on him. He could cross the best of the best, get past anybody with a nice handle. He had great court vision as a point guard. I seen him throw oops to people and catch them. I believe, to me, I'm going to be for real, he had more of I don't know, I'm not going to say more than Ronnie. He was a very, very mature type player on the court. Now, people describe Ronnie as a physical specimen, like a grown man strength, strong. Like he was grown man strong in high school, and Pooh wasn't grown man strong. But his finishing ability at the rim, by the time he got to Memphis, he was like strong. Like he wasn't physically that much physically. No, I'm not. No. Pooh was 6'4", 6'3" and a half. He was really 6'3" and a half. 6'3", but some people say 6'2" and a half. 6'3", right? He was 6'3", but he could finish over anybody. He didn't look like he was the most cut up dude all the time, but his strength was remarkable. I've seen him finish through contact on anybody. His body control at the rim was crazy. Had Derrick not gotten injured, Like, I think we would have really saw the real culmination of him and his maturation as a player. You still saw him mature as a player, even though the injury slowed him down. But I'm just saying, in high school, though, I seen Pooh do some incredible stuff. I seen him beat Oak Hill Academy, #1 rated Oak Hill Academy on national TV when Simeon was only the 22nd best team in the country. And other than Derrick, Derrick was the only person on that team going to a major Division I program. That's it. Tim Flowers and Kevin Johnson was going to University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I don't know where Brian Orange went to school at. I don't really know. I forgot who Brandon Hall. I don't know where Brandon Hall went to school at. But Pooh was the only one with major interest. Tim Flowers and Kevin Johnson was going to play in the Horizon League. Now, when they beat Oak Hill, they had Brandon Jennings, Julian Vaughn, some other dudes that I know. One was going to Michigan, Florida State. Like, they had Oak Hill was stacked. Everybody on that team was damn near McDonald's All-Americans, and they were going to major programs, and Pooh beat them on TV, right? I saw Pooh win back-to-back state championships. Simeon is the first team in Illinois history, first Chicago public school team to win back-to-back state titles. And I know some would argue, hey, well, I don't know if the competition was the same when Ronnie was playing. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but I know I saw D Rose go against some dogs and dominate them. I saw Pooh. I think Pooh done won the city championship too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Derrick done won city championship as well one of those years. I could be wrong. Y'all correct me. Now I will say this. I believe Ronnie probably was maybe a better defender than Derrick. Probably. But I'm talking about what did Ronnie do better than Pooh? Was he a better shooter? I never hear people talking about Ronnie's shooting ability. I never hear people talking about Ronnie's handle. I never hear people talking about Ronnie's passing ability as a guard. Right? Now, Derrick was not no knockdown shooter. But mid-range game was always solid. Mid-range. Again, he always had the handle. Always had the hesitation move, the whole package. The little head fake, he was cold with it, right? Derrick had the ball on the string. You couldn't just steal a ball from him. He was always, I think he was always pretty good with passing ability, court vision. He was extremely unselfish. Ronnie averaged more than Derrick, without question. But I believe that Derrick could have averaged 40 a game in high school if he really wanted to. But he was just really unselfish, and he wanted his other teammates to shine, knowing he already was a McDonald's All-American. He was already going to be in a Jordan Classic, the Jordan brand game. He knew he was going to Memphis. He knew he was the #1 player in the state of Illinois. He really didn't care about going for 40. He was letting Tim Flowers and Kevin Johnson and Brian Orange and Brandon Hall and them get off. I'm not saying that they couldn't get off on their own, but Derrick took a back seat some nights just to let them get off because he already knew he was set. Right? I think about the state championship game, the last one they won. Derrick only had 2 points in that game, and they blew the other team out. Tim Flowers had like 35 points and like 12 rebounds that game. Because Derrick was just feeding him and letting him go to work. Because Derrick knew, hey man, I'm finna go to college. I'm going to go to the league. I'm a McDonald's All-American. I'm going to let my teammates do their thing and get busy. And that's what he did. But I believe if Derrick really wanted to be selfish, if he really wanted to say, hey man, I'm going to go for 40 every night. He could have easily went for 40 every night. Easily. Or at least 35. At least 35. You know what I mean? But he was very unselfish. But I want people to... I wasn't alive. Y'all tell me, was Ronnie a better overall basketball player than Derrick? Because I know Ronnie didn't win state even with KG. Derrick had no Kevin Garnett on his team. And Ronnie and them lost to Thornton even with KG on the roster with him. Ronnie never won state. But so I know some may argue, hey, it was tougher back then. I don't know. Thornton had a team full of Division I players. Well, Derrick had to beat a team full of potential McDonald's All-Americans and high major players in Oak Hill. When he beat Oak Hill, he beat them on TV with just Tim Flowers and Kevin Johnson them. So y'all let me know, who was better? Was Ronnie Fields better than Derrick or vice versa? Please let me know, Chicagoans.